and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Joke Rogers. On the program today, Court of Appeal OK's trial of Senate President by the Code of Conduct Tribunal. Prisoners' welfare forces renovation of Zaria prisons. And once again, Nigerians rush to meet the deadline to obtain their bank verification numbers. I'm in Abuja, the nation's capital city, where a division of the Court of Appeal in a split decision today dismissed the appeal filed by the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, challenging his arraignment and trial by the Code of Conduct Tribunal. The court threw out all 5 issues formulated by the Senate President before the court. 2 members of the panel of judges held that the appeal lacks merit, while a dissenting judgment upheld it on the grounds that the Code of Conduct Tribunal is not a superior court and that the charges before it were not properly filed. However,
you will agree with me that this part of jurisprudence of our laws is virgin, and we are trying to expand it. By the decision of the court itself, you can see there was a dissenting judgment delivered by one of the justices. We intend to test the veracity of this judgment. We want to ventilate and exhaust our right of appeal. We'll be testing it in the Supreme Court, inshallah, and so shall we be there.
We have had the reasoning of the court, the decision of the court, and that is to vindicate the position of the prosecution from day one. We have been saying that the defendant, the person charged, has not been given proper advice. Because how will you say that in the absence of Attorney General, no other person can file a charge, thereby paralyzing if that judgment if that advice is upheld by them, which means the Ministry of Justice all over the Federation will not be able to file any single charge until the cabinet is constituted. So, which means all the Anti-Corruption Commission will be paralyzed. So, we told them from day one that you are misadvising him. So, and that is the position, and we have vindicated today that their position is not right. And how can you say that a tribunal who can order someone to be arrested, who can declare one guilty, is a civil court, is not a criminal court? So these are kind of advices that have been given. And you see a lot of people giving opinion, even on television, on radio, without looking at the law. And we have been vindicated. The judgment is sound. The only aspect of it, out of the 3 judges, is just on the issue of whether Hassan can sign. And that was 2 of them agreed that Hassan could sign. There was only one of the justices who said no, Hassan could not sign. But let them appeal. You will be finally vindicated. They say they are going to appeal. Let them appeal. We'll be seeing clearly that our position is right.
While the People's Democratic Party has criticized the recent tribunal judgments on Rivers State governorship elections, accusing the Department of State Services, the DSS, of interference. Shortly after the PDP caucus meeting, which ended close to midnight yesterday, the party's publicity secretary, Mr. Olisa Metu, also applauded the party's lawmakers for staging a walkout during the Senate ministerial confirmation hearing of the former Rivers State governor, Rotimi Amici. And now to the story from the Nigerian Customs Service that 5 deputy controllers of customs have resigned their appointments. A 1-page letter jointly signed by the senior officers says that they are protesting against their redeployment to area commands as controllers. Nigeria has 6 deputy controllers of customs assisting the Controller General, but the 6th one had earlier retired. In a statement from the Customs Service, the resignation of the DCGS is of no effect, as all 5 are due for retirement this year. The deputy controllers resigned are DCG in charge of Finance Administration and Technical Service, John Ate, DCG Tariff and Trade, Adewumi Akiade, DCG Strategic Research and Policy, Nwosu AC, DCG Enforcement, Investigation and Inspection, Musa Tahir, and DCG Human Resource Development, Ibrahim Mera. The agitations of the people of Anambra State over the 47 Boko Haram prisoners in Equilobia Prisons, Agwata local government area of the state, has finally been laid to rest. This is because the federal government has moved the insurgents out of the state. Governor Willie Obiano, flanked by the leadership of the traditional institution, a church and market leaders, appreciates the federal government's decision and cooperation in resolving the matter that threw the state into disarray. He also commended the citizens for their patience and urged them to keep supporting both the state and federal government.
I'm happy to announce to Anambra that 2 days ago, the 47 Boko Haram detainees were moved out of Equilobia and out of the southeast. So it's an opportunity to thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for listening to our entreaties to move these people out of Anambra and the southeast. It's also an opportunity to thank immensely the Vice President for the assistance. More importantly, I will thank Anambra for their patience and the belief in my ability to handle this situation.
Well, it's imperative for the youth to partner with the police to fight crime and promote genuine growth in the country. At an interactive session with various youth organizations in Delta State, South Nigeria, the Assistant Inspector General of Police Zone 5, Musa Daura, says he wants to galvanize the support of the youth to keep Delta State crime-free.
The AIG arrives at the venue of the meeting in the company of the Commissioner of Police and other senior police officers in the state. The representatives of the youth are already seated and waiting to hear from him. The AIG makes a clarion call to the youth, traditional rulers, local government council chairmen, and all other bodies present to collaborate with the police on intelligence-led policing with a view to resolving some of the security problems in the state.
I'm here today before you to thank you immensely, and we need more synergy between the police and members of the public.
After listening to the police boss, some of the youth speaks on some issues that could hinder their participation in community policing.
You will not see somebody will arrest us now. Within next 2 days, come back to the town and meet us again. No. You understand? So in this area, we don't run because we're ready to die. If we want to die, let's die and live the life if we want to die.
The politicians are the major problem we have here. You can hardly see a politician that is not the cause.
The Delta State Commissioner of Police, on his part, talks about achievements made by his command and restates the call by the AIG for the youth to assist them in their work.
But with information that was passed to the police in Ori, accurate, correct information led to their arrest, or less for the police to confront them head on. And believe me, all the gang members were gunned down, and 4 AK-47 rifles recovered over 49 rounds of that ammunition.
The AIG says available statistics indicate that 80% of crimes committed in the society are perpetrated by the youth, and therefore this crucial meeting between both parties will strengthen the force in reducing the rate of crime in the state.
When news across Nigeria returns, lecturers in Osun State call off their strike after a truce with the state government. Please stay with us for details.